So welcome to another video on house build here in Ireland. So I'm going to run through a few of the basic tools you're going to need to get started on your build. Most people are terrified at this stage to look at what tools they need because they compare themselves to professional builders who have seemingly endless amounts of equipment. So if I think ahead to all the jobs in the house that I'll need to do, I have basically all the equipment here that I need in my bedroom. So you don't need massive storage wherever, you just need somewhere to keep your tools safe. And I'm going to run through some of the basic stuff you'll need to get started, and most of the power tools you need as well for building your house. There will of course be some specialist items you'll need to hire out and stuff like that, but for a couple of €1,000 you can get most of the gear you need. And we may look at buying a digger as well for the build, just for doing the small stuff on the site. So a lot of this is health and safety, a lot of it is convenience stuff. We try and keep away from mains power where possible. I do have a mains 220 volt cement mixer which we'll use under a cover or on dry days only, but you can use them in the wet as well once you have surge protect and all that kind of stuff. I'll do a separate video on the mixer and the 9 kilovolt generator that you'll need on your site as well. So starting off, make life easy, get yourself a good trolley. These are a great job. These are Stanley foldable trolleys. You can use them as just pull along trolleys. That would be it there, and it's pull along type configuration. Very easy to use. Just pop out the feet there. So you can have 4-legged trolley. And that can be converted up into a 2-wheeled pull-along trolley as well. So you want a really good quality trolley. This will hold about 140 kilograms, more than enough for most of the stuff you'll be carrying on site. This will even carry a few bricks at a time as well. So get yourself a good trolley. Anything that makes carrying easier. Just when I look at this, it reminds me of scaffolding as well. I'll do a video on the scaffolding you'll need as well. Depending on the size of your house, you'll probably need to either rent or buy scaffolding. But that's your basic trolley that you'll need. So moving on to then just basic kind of construction tools you need. Health and safety is always a major priority. Obviously you need some good buckets, so buy a few of those. They're good for throwing water into your mixer, for carrying small amounts of mortar and plaster around your site as well. If you're building on your own, don't get too big of a bucket. You have to carry it the whole time, and don't be in a rush. You won't need big stuff. So got a funnel there for filling generators and streamers and stuff like that. You need good quality safety glasses. I use mostly DeWalt stuff, as you'll see, so they're good quality DeWalt safety glasses. I would wear them over my normal glasses also, depending on the job we're doing. You may also have a face shield lying around. You need a high-vis jacket for when there are deliveries and other stuff around your site where you need good visibility. You can get a heavy duty one of those for the winter as well, or just wear that over your heated winter jacket. You'll want good quality gloves. I usually use a couple of different types on site. I call these a gentleman's gloves. So these are for manual handling really. You can buy other pairs then as well for working with chemicals. So a good pair of Port West safety gloves will go down well. I don't have the safety boots here to show you that I got with those, but we'll show them another day. You'll need some other items there. You've got the old hard hat. Everything here goes in the bucket. So get a good quality hard hat. The colour doesn't really matter when you're on your own. Get one with vents as well. I've worn these on hot days. If you can get them with these sliding vents here, much the better. Just make sure you know they're safety rated. A good hat is only 15 or 20 euro. Make sure they have tightening knuckle on the back as well for comfort. So you want that to be nice and comfortable. You want to wear that the whole time, whether you're on your own or when there's other machinery around. So marking out the site then, you want good quality brick line. Get a dispenser for it as well. Just makes life easier. That one's 100 meter length. That one will probably do me for building the entire garage and the entire house. You want a good quality chalk line. This is a DeWalt Tough Series. These are pretty good, they're easy to fill. Just turn the catch there on the top, and then you can open up the little lid. So turn the front and that should pop up. Yeah, there we go. You fill that with your chalk, and away you go. They last basically forever. They normally come with some chalk. I like blue chalk. You won't want it doesn't wash away too easily. This one is 1 on the permanent scale. That's normally enough for marking out on a normal day. They're pretty water resistant. If it rains, tend to not really disappear. Get yourself a few bottles of extra matching or even stronger chalk. And you want 2 measuring tapes. You want the real type, which measures, you know, up to 50 meters. Just don't have that there with me today. And you want a really good quality real tape. So depending on the size of your house, I'm starting off there with a garage. 7 meters is the longest of anything I'll measure. So I got an 8 meter tape here. Just make sure it has magnetic ends. That's very useful if you've got some steel work involved. And got all the different measurements for the rafters and everything on it. So just make sure you buy good quality. You can see all the marks there, and those are quite easy to read, front and back, which is handy as well. So there's the back and the front. So that's a general who's who of stuff you'll need to get started for marking out and health and safety. So when I start a new build, I like to start with new gear, so that's a new bucket of tools there. Right, from power tools point of view, you'll probably be going with one brand. I use DeWalt in work, so I tend to use DeWalt then at home as well. So if you buy a few different tools, you'll see in a minute, most of them come with their own chargers. DeWalt are running these 4 amp chargers at the moment in most of their packs. So you'll probably end up with 3 or 4 of those. Just keep those plugged in the whole time. For some of the more heavy duty items, I like a high amp hour battery. So this is a DeWalt 9 amp, 18 to 54 volt. Most of you that have DeWalt will understand how they work. Little safety clip there on top, which is very useful as well. So I use that with nail guns and poker vibrators. So seeing as we were looking there at chalk lines and marking out foundations, we'll show you the DeWalt poker vibrator. So that's the gun element of it there. It just runs on your normal battery. I tend to use the 9 amp hours I said for this one. So most of all stuff comes with lights. Don't know if we'll ever use them. So that's the main vibrator unit. That's a DeWalt a DCE 531, and then that comes with, of course, the poker vibrator attachment as well. So I'm not going to put it on there now, but that normally just screws on there. And it's the battery lasts for ages on these. So that's your poker vibrator. Let's take the battery back out there again. My foundations, there's nothing deeper really than 400mm, and on my slabs 150mm is the deepest bore I'm going to have on any part of the house. That's more than enough size wise. Nail guns then. I have a lot of first fixing to do with internal joinery and roofing, so again, standard DeWalt 4-amp charger there, and I've been using this for a while actually. There's usually war on the internet over which gun is the best. This DeWalt one I have for a good while, a few months, has never locked up or anything. This is a DCN 930. It's not gas powered. It basically has a flywheel in here that gets up to speed and hammers the nails in. I'll just turn it on for you there. This thing can fire out 90mm nails, no problem. Very heavy. You wouldn't want to be using that all day, but you'll hear the motor fire up here. Then just do your, you know, that good sound. So that's our first fix gun. I have a second fixed version of that as well, which is a bit smaller, and we'll use that for paneling and battens and stuff like that. So that is our nail gun. You'll need a good quality one of those. Make sure you have a good shop nearby that you can get good backup and service with. I won't have very heavy SDS drilling to do on my project, so this is the pretty small DeWalt version of DCH 172. Again, I generally use this with the 5 Ah batteries. I always think bare units look terrible small till you put in the battery, you know. She's a good drill. That's her on hammer. So that'll be for fixing our wall plates, any sort of plates on the floor. Make sure you get yourself a good range of SDS bits as well. I like the Bosch ones, they seem to last pretty good. Next up, you're going to need some good drills. My dog is trying to jump up here. So we've got some DeWalt gear here. Their T-stack boxes are superb. You think you'll never use them till you are in a hurry to move from the garage to the van. So these drills come obviously with grip extension. This is a DCD 999. These are normally used with 5 Ah batteries, which aren't too heavy. Very powerful. I've used these for 20 years in various shapes and forms. I still haven't put the clips on. That one comes with an impact driver as well. Suppose we'll be using that a lot in conjunction with the SDS drill. This is for putting in the bolts and what have you, any of that heavy duty stuff. So those are fine with 5 Ah batteries because you'll probably have a few of them charging around the site. For the rebar, other bits of ironwork, I don't think I have anything bigger than about 15 or 16mm in terms of rods to cut for the build. So I'm not going to get a new angle grinder. We've got a DCG 405 here. This has been through a few discs. It's an absolute workhorse. Goes forever on the 9V battery. I find the 5 Ah battery is a little bit better with it in terms of balance. It's a bit tail heavy there like that. But she'll go forever. no lights in this one, unlike most of the other DeWalt stuff. Very good angle grinder, small but very powerful, very torquey as well. Got a handle there for that as well. Always have yourself loads of backup discs as well. What do I use here? ATMS. They're pretty good. They'll cut through anything. They'll handle rebar pretty easily for you. And last of the stuff I have here today is a jigsaw, which you think you never need, but somehow end up using the whole time. You know, if you're fitting some sheeting or shuttering around stuff, very handy to have. We use these in work as well. They're fantastic. There's a fantastic dust collection port that comes with them. Works really well, which is unusual for jigsaws. Very smooth, works very slow. When it's on the vibration function or reciprocating function, very, very strong. Very, very good jigsaw. One of the best jigsaws I've ever used. And then I have a circular saw here. I have a couple of these, of a few cheap kind of Lidl and Aldi ones for really rough work. And then I've got this one. I always keep 3 blades with these. This one here has a 24 teeth, 184 diameter. Yes, I've got 24 teeth. I usually keep a spare one of those. Yeah, so we've got spare 24 one here, and then for finer work I always use the 40 teeth. So they do very fine work. They're very good for that. So these come with, like the drills, with their own 5 amp hour batteries as well. So I've got about 5 or 6 batteries there, and I've got 5 or 6 batteries always out in the shed. So that's pretty much it. Always keep your batteries nicely charged. If you keep them on very low charge, they tend to die out pretty easily. So that's my basic tool video. I'll add on the video about the generator you'll need, the cement mixer, the digger and the scaffolding probably in a later video. Right, stay tuned. Yesterday we cleared the site of all the trees around the telephone wires. I had to go at it myself. It was way out of my depth with some of the trees, so I called in the professionals there. Did a pretty good job for me. I'm happy with that, and I'll show you a video on that next. Okay, take care, stay tuned, and subscribe and share.